Good morning, everybody. I'm filming today's open out here on the deck. That's a really beautiful view of the Black Hills National Forest behind me. Today we're doing a lot of touristy crap. We're gonna go see like Mount Rushmore, the Crazy Horse Memorial, Wind Cave. Unfortunately, the cave itself is not open, so we're probably just gonna go to the visitor center for a second to say we've been to the park. That'll be NP number 8 for me. I just went to 7 a few weeks ago. That was the dunes. I didn't video that. That's all I can think of. Jewel Cave. Can't think of. You can't leave out Jewel Cave. I'm thinking about riding a mountain coaster too. Maybe Custer State Park as well. So we can like fill our day completely with that. So that's all I can think of off the top of my head. It's about 9 a.m. right now here in South Dakota. My body thinks it's 10 a.m. So I'm just gonna get some pictures of this view out here. Here's a view of the deck. That door has some issues. But yeah, it's got a ton of table and chairs here, as well as one picnic table, but a bunch of chairs. It actually has a grill, like it has an actual grill out here. It's wood. It supposedly snowed, but I thought it rained. Glass table over here. It's got a lot. Let's head back inside. Here's a better look at our vacation home from Vacasa. It's literally like a cabin in the middle of the mountains out here. It's pretty cool. We are out of here to go find something to eat, but it's going to take like an hour to get out of this area and actually find cell signal. Guys! We found him! Nemo! We found him! Get out of the way!
Trying to check out places in the country to see where do we want to land. What makes the most sense for us.
Right there. So before we go on our little adventure, we're going to eat at the Millstone Family Restaurant. Okay, we are back in the car, and we are going to this place called Rush Mountain Adventure Park, so I can ride a mountain coaster, kind of like we did in Tennessee. But I think that's the singular mountain coaster in South Dakota, though. So, let's go! That way, correct? Which way's south? So that way, actually.
Let me get yeah, it's all mine.
There's an exit on the left side of the not the interstate, the highway. Why? Like, what is this?
5 miles, turn left onto C233 Road, Harney Rockerville Road.
This feels so wrong. It was on the left.
It was freaked me out when they're on the left.
We're simulating driving in Britain again. It is time to ride the Rush Mountain mountain coaster. This is going to be really fun. It's been a while since I've been on a mountain coaster. The last time was in Tennessee. I'm telling you, Rushmore Mountain, the mountain coasters are really fun, you know. They move pretty fast. When you push the levers all the way forward and you don't let up at all, you move pretty fast. I think the top speed on that's 35. That's more than 35, and you go up pretty high too. I mean, that's the peak right up there. It's pretty tall, and you move pretty fast. There was a hill right around there. You can't see it from here. But you get some pretty solid airtime on that if you're moving really fast like I was. That's definitely slower than I was going. my brother and his girlfriend went to go do the zip line because they're crazy. So, got myself another ride on the roller coaster, or mountain coaster, or alpine coaster, whatever you want to call it. They're really close together. Okay, this time I was able to go fast all the way. There was nobody else in front of me, so I didn't have to let up or anything like that. I just pushed the levers forward and kept going. I was fast. The guy told me it does about 27. That has to be faster than that. Like, come on, how is that not? There's no way. I thought I was doing 35 to 40 with how fast that felt all around all those corners. Like, holy cow. Mountain coasters are fun. They're not real roller coasters, but they're still fun. We are in Keystone, South Dakota officially, as we head towards Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore National Memorial. Folks, we have made it. We just gotta hike about 200 yards, not hike, walk about 200 yards to the actual Mount Rushmore itself, and then prepare for viewing. There it is. That is Mount Rushmore, and we are walking into it right now. Okay, we are out of here. That was really cool to see one of the, most famous national monuments ever in the U.S. We're going to the Crazy Horse Monument next, and I think Wind Cave, because that's a national park, and it's pretty much a requirement that we visit it. I really want to go to Jewel Cave too. Majority of the tourist trap in the waves. Here's some of it. It is quite a lot. There's a railroad museum over there. Alright, that's it. It is now a requirement to go there. The BN caboose, a tanker, some old boxes.
Look at this old loco.
That's a really old steam engine right there. Okay, we have made it to our next stop of the day, and it's the Crazy Horse Monument. This monument is a work in progress. It's not quite done. You can see they're still in the process of carving it. You can see there's the monument. You can really just see the guy's head and his hand. So as it turns out, you pay to get into the park, and then you gotta pay for bus tickets because that's the only funding they have to carve it. It's all done through admission and bus tickets. Like I said, no state or federal funding.
Small white buildings out there. In the early 1950s, the Julkowski family opened and operated a dairy farm out there, continuing the funding coming in here. And then in the mix of the dairy farm, they opened up South down front. The other reason, when completed, it'll open up and be that space underneath Crazy Horse's left arm. Now if you look on the left side of the hole, you'll see a guardrail going down at an angle there. It leads to switchback roads in order to get that equipment to the lower levels on the front. Purchase their land from them, and in return, let them live here as long as they'd like. Throughout the years, the son went on to drill several water wells out here on the property, and after that,
So there's the memorial. It is still a work in progress, but there it is. The crazy horse.
it's running upwards of 3,300 degrees at full temp. And as they're hitting that rock, it's doing the boiling process, drawing even more of that iron to the surface, making it darker yet, much smoother and easier for them to work with and sculpt that rock. On top of that, it actually works as a preventative measure against corrosion and cracking. If you look up at his face, thank you. His face was unveiled at the 50th year celebration in 1998. No cracks, still going strong. Also, there's a little bit of a size difference. Rushmore is still very large. It's not small by any means. Crazy Horse just a little bit bigger. If you look at the faces of Rushmore, each face standing height is 60 feet tall. Crazy Horse's face, you're looking at 87.5 feet tall. If you want to take the faces of Rushmore, bring them over here, side by side, chin to chin. Tops of their heads would come just under his eyebrows.
There's no real ballpark for when the memorial will be done. It's being, done in 5-year increments. They said the whole arm, or most of the arm, will be carved within the next 5 years. There's a pretty good chance I'll be dead before this is done, which sucks. We could take a rock home from the Crazy Horse Mountain. Looking through all of these, I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah. I like the shape and the size of this one. Not too big, not too tiny. It's perfect. Kind of looks like a mountain in itself. Alright, it's time to get back onto 16 West, 385 South. Next stop is going to be Wind Cave National Park, unfortunately. As stated earlier, the cave is not open. The visitor center is, though. We got about 8 miles until the Wind Cave Visitor Center here. Currently, we're just driving through the Black Hills region. And there's some rockiness over there. There's a sign. Wind Cave National Park. We found some prairie dogs out here. We do not want to approach them though. We're in the car, don't worry. We're not anywhere close to them. The camera's just zoomed in. Okay, we are at the Wind Cave National Park Visitor Center, which is right there. Again, like I said, the cave is closed. We might take a short walk in the park, but I really want to go to Jewel Cave. We'll see what happens. There's the map of the Black Hills. We're right there. We were there early. Where's Crazy Horse? I can't find it, but there's Custer State Park. We're thinking about going there on Sunday. We got to get there at some point. So let's see. We did that. We can't go in the cave, but we're here. We're doing that tomorrow. We'll do that at some point. We have not even talked about Devil's Tower. Let me talk to my parents about that. So I'm going to briefly head down to the World Below exhibits. Let's see what we can find. Probably not going to spend much time down here because I also want to look at the world above. And I cannot pronounce that. There it is. I guess this is your rendering of the actual cave itself.
We gotta come back to this one when the elevator's open.
I'm gonna briefly look at the world above while we have a little bit of time. And here's a little bit of a rendering of a buffalo. Prairie dogs also. These are raccoons of sorts. They go after prairie dogs. I don't know what this is, but we all know the buffalo. It does suck quite a bit that we can't go in the cave, but I think we'll definitely come back here at some point. Oh well, what can you do? We have our eyes peeled trying to find some buffalo, or bison, whatever they're called. We found some buffalo way over there in the distance.
Watch them attack Gabe's prairie dog.
We have found another bison.
Looking at us like
What are you looking at, huh?
humans.
You can unlock the ultimate listening experience in up to 2 cars and stream anywhere with 2 app logins. Enjoy our greatest content, opportunities for live VIP experiences, and
Don't pat the fluffy. We found a couple more bison. There's one there, and there's one closer to the Wind Cave sign. They are all over the place out here. Here we go. We are going over a 1-lane bridge.
Look at the rock, the granite.
Okay, the road is going to do something very strange here, so bear with us. It's 1 lane over this bridge, and now it's going to do a very tight 270-degree helix underneath the bridge. Isn't that insane? Okay, so we are in Custer State Park. The sign is back there, but this park is so massive. We still have 32 minutes. There's a lot of buffaloes over there. There are deer, and Mom just said deers. Oh, dear.
But on stage.
Look at this stretch. We're looking at the screen. Look how windy it gets. It feels like you got 50 S-bends in a row.
This is beautiful.
And look at this view.
I can't look. Beautiful. This is a state park. This
Yes.
fucking park is amazing.
See what you wanna do.
Yeah.
You're like, we don't
Look at that. Oh, I wish I could look more.
Also, I don't want to look more because it's pretty much a sheer drop off and it's making me nauseous.
think. Drive safely.
I'm doing my best. Wonder how that guy in the
And I think you're right, because it said something like Mark's something spot.
yeah.
It's far from Devil's Towers, I thought. Because I think we're on the same edge of the state that
Yeah,
Devil's
the west
Towers
edge.
on.
In 600 feet,
That drive was absolutely spectacular. I didn't film a whole lot of it because, you know, the shots were kind of tough to get. I really like the distant mountain shots more than the close-ups. I'm sure a lot of you are the same way. But I'm sure there are some of you who think differently, and that's okay. We're just trying to discuss what we're going to do here. And whoa, we got some shoving. Anyway, I'm not sure what we'll do from here. It's 6:15. We should probably head back to the Vacasa at some point. 71,000 acres. That is the acreage of Custer State Park, which outside of Alaska is second in state parks, only to the Adirondacks. That is insane. And when we come back here, what we're probably going to do is the Wildlife Loop Trail. Or the Wildlife Loop Drive, or whatever the heck. So anyways, we got to go to a Walmart because we got to go shopping for this cookout that we're gonna do at the Vacasa. There's red rocks here. This isn't Nevada. Come on.
Denver, one in Illinois. See, they threw those.
Denver's got like events going on.
So we're stopped at a Walmart to pick up some stuff for a cookout, like I said we would.